Number 15, the Duplessis Orphans. So in the 1940s, the government of Quebec, Canada, in league with the Roman Catholic Church, began falsely certifying thousands of orphans. So once again, we're on this orphan subject again. They're a very good group. If you can find children with no parents and no backup and no line of defense in the adult world, they're the best group for these. They're the most vulnerable group for these the powers that be to target. So here you've got the government of Quebec in Canada, in league with the Roman Catholic Church, falsifying thousands of orphans' records to categorize them as mentally ill and confining them to psychiatric institutions. And this was all to do with money. So it happened during the tenure of Quebec Premier Maurice Duplessis in the 1940s and 1950s, when a change in government policy saw higher federal subsidies paid out to hospitals than to orphanages. And these children were hastily diagnosed. And when I say these children, these orphans, I'm talking around 20,000, they estimate, were hastily diagnosed as psychotic to capitalize on the increased subsidies. Wow. So would you believe some of these children allegedly endured lobotomies, electric shocks, straitjackets, and abuse? And for the rest of their lives, they would struggle to prove this story and also bring attention to it later on, and also they would struggle to get compensation. So when I said they would struggle to prove this story, that's once again, it was falling into the realms of too hard to believe, conspiracy theory. This is before more proof came out. And even some of the survivors have even asked the Quebec government to exhume bodies in an abandoned Montreal cemetery, thought to hold the remains of orphans subjected to medical experiments. So the survivors even now are pushing for more autopsies to be confirmed. And there's beyond these conspiracy facts. So the Duplessis Orphans is one of them in North America, at least. This is one of the most far-reaching, in terms of numbers, far-reaching experiments, evil experiments in history. 20,000 is a lot of kids. Now, so moving beyond those facts for just now, there's an author researcher I usually trust who wrote that. So this is stepping into theory more, but she wrote that thousands of Duplessis orphans were tormented and murdered as part of a CIA program, with children knowingly given to them by Catholic orphanages. So I haven't gone deep enough into this research, that at that level she has, in order to work out whether that's true, and whether there's a potential CIA connection. And my understanding is that's not proven. Could be true, but it's not proven. It's moving into theory. All I know for sure is that it's documented that 20,000 children were falsely certified as mentally ill by the government. So this is officially government sanctioned, the government of the province of Quebec in Canada. And those kids were confined to psychiatric institutions. And on top of that, the Catholic Church worked with the Quebec government in Canada.